sitting in the studio with none other than the heaviest man in Vincy Soca music and soon to be the region. Trying to put you on the back burner.
Yeah, put me on the back burner. Small fries now, small fries. No boy, I let the big boy them go first enough.
Better with that. I don't know.
You started it?
No, you don't want to go down there.
I would say for you.
We made it popular. No, we made it popular.
Of course, and that's what we are. To me, we as artists, we're supposed to be trendsetters.
To come about ways in making them be one, make us be one.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You know, I had itchy foot as a child.
Hello, I'm Chester Connell with an IKTV exclusive. Today, my guest is a young lady all the way from Iowa in the United States, and her name is Jennifer Gracie. What is she here to do? Well, I'm going to let her tell you the details. Welcome to IKTV, and of course to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Thank you.
This is your first time here?
This is my very first visit to St. Vincent.
And your first time in the Caribbean?
I've been to the Caribbean a couple times. This is as far south as I've been so far.
Excellent. Well, you know, it's down south where it's better.
Yes, definitely.
All right, Jennifer, tell us what you do and why you're here, or why you're here and then what you do.
Well, I'm International Vice President for Junior Chamber International, and I've been assigned to JCI West Indies, and I'm here to visit with the St. Vincent, the JCI St. Vincent members and potential members to motivate, inspire, and train them on our active citizen framework, the resources available to them as JCI members, and how to make a positive impact in the local community.
Okay. JCI may not be familiar to, many people may not be familiar with JCI, what that is, or even with the JCs. So take us back, give us some history of what this is all about.
Sure. Previously, they were known as the St. Vincent JCs, and for many years, they made a huge impact on this community, purchasing an ambulance, and actually raising money for many community projects. The stadium was one of those projects. There's so many different things that you can see around St. Vincent that they have been involved in the past, and then they hand those over. There was a medical clinic that they actually started here that they've handed over to the government. That's kind of what we do. We get involved, we facilitate the starting of a project. Our members work very hard with local communities, governmental agencies, other nonprofit organizations, people who are a natural fit to partner with us to create these projects and then make them sustainable and pass them on.
And tell me a little bit about JCs International.
Sure.
How old is that and what does it do and how successful is it?
Junior Chamber International will be celebrating its 100-year anniversary next year. We are a global membership-based, not-for-profit organization made up of active citizens 18 to 40 years old. And we focus on creating a sustainable impact in our local communities. We're in about 5,000 communities in over 100 countries worldwide.
And is there an active move to spread JCs to the other 100 countries, let's say?
Yes, definitely. We have about 20 other countries that are currently in the process of getting affiliated with JCI on the international level. And so we're spreading all over the world. We're looking at expanding into some of the Arab nations. We're looking at expanding into different countries in South America that we're not in or that we've had a presence in previously and trying to bring back those organizations.
Has the JCs or JCI, well, the fact that you moved from JCs to JCI shows some change in at least your vision, or in attempting to achieve your vision. How have things changed for the JCs from the date it started with the vision of the person who started it, would you say?
Well, the founder was Henry Giesenbier, and he started this organization for young people in St. Louis in 1915. The reason he started it for young people is that he went out and he visited other organizations that were already in existence, and he found that the majority of them were very successful businessmen who were already very well respected in the community, very involved. And when he said, I want to get involved too, they said, well, you can join, but we're not going to let you have a leadership position. You have to work your way up to that. And so he looked around and he didn't see any other organizations for young people specifically. So that is the one thing that sets us apart from, say, the Rotary, the Lions, the Kiwanis. other organizations, is that we're actually focused on the 18 to 40-year-old age group because we want to create young, active citizens in our communities that will be successful in business, and we're going to give them the skills to survive. But not only business, but being community activists, working in government if they're interested in running for office someday and they want to be a politician, they want to be an entrepreneur and start their own business. We will give them the skills that they need to do that.
I asked you about change and how things have changed since you started in the 19th century, because of course the only thing that remains the same is change,
Right.
and one constantly has to change oneself, update your mission statement, update your even vision statement, because today with technology changing so rapidly, things become defunct in a few weeks or a few months. Is the JC's doing that in JC's International? I'm going to come to
Right.
St. Vincent soon.
Right.
But is JC's International rolling with the punches?
Yes, they are. They're doing some great things, but JC's International was changed over to Junior Chamber International. One of the things that we wanted to do is make sure that we had an identity as the junior chamber. So when people thought of the JC's or JCI, they would think of us as young people, and they wouldn't lump us together maybe with the Rotary or the Lions or other organizations. So we wanted to make sure that we were known as the Junior Chamber International. The differences between then and now, we have a focus right now on creating an impact locally.
When you say locally,
Locally, within St. Vincent.
Okay.
Yeah. Our international organization does not exist without the local chapters. They have to work on the local level. We're not just a bunch of members that get together and have dinner and drinks and talk and then go home and then come back and meet. We are actually active citizens in our communities who are trying to make a difference.
you're not pointing fingers at any other organizations, are you?
No. Not at all.
So you're very active, and the focus is on the young people, as you say, between 18 to 40.
Yep.
And are you finding that it's working in what's called, unfortunately, third world countries, or SIDs, the smaller developing nations of the world, in Asia, in the Caribbean, in Africa, in South America?
Definitely. Actually, we're actually more beneficial to some of those communities because when you look at the problems that they have, we are actually able to identify them, partner with other organizations who are already doing some of the initiatives, and create larger projects. JCI St. Vincent does a health fair, and they've taken this health fair on the road to educate people on HIV and AIDS and STI prevention. They've also included things like preventable diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, hypertension. People can come and they can get tested for these types of things. And we have an educational component. So they're working with other organizations to bring them all together for these large health fairs that will benefit the communities. And so they've gone actually outside of Kingstown to do these projects, and it's been very impactful in the local communities. So JCI is looking at that type of project as something that's kind of a template that we can take on the road to other JCI chapters throughout the Caribbean and worldwide.
Do you know how many Caribbean countries JCI is active in?
I'm assigned to 7 national organizations, and West Indies has I believe 7 islands with JCI active chapters. We also have the Dutch Caribbean, and so they have another set of
Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao.
exactly.
Tell me something. In the Caribbean, we have a challenge, I think, with management and measurement. And the popular saying, of course, is if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. How does JCI measure its successes and its projects in terms of how successful they've been?
They look at how many people have been impacted, and was there a change? If it was an educational program, was there a shift in thinking afterwards? Was there a change in the way people did things? If we go out and we educate people on a recycling program, do we see additional recycling happening in that community? Do we see people changing their behavior? We try and measure that. Sometimes it's a follow-up survey. Since you've attended this event, have you started doing things differently? Seeing additional people come into these health fairs year after year shows us that there's an improvement. There's people that are getting the word out saying, I don't have health insurance, I don't have the ability to get these tests done, and I'd like to find some place to do them for free. And if they hear that JCI St. Vincent is actually operating free tests, they will spread the word and they'll tell their friends and family. So making these health fairs even more successful, that's kind of how we measure some of those types of things.
What do you hope to achieve by your 3-4 day visit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines?
Essentially, I've been here, TV, radio, media interviews. I've been here meeting with governmental officials, met with the Governor General and the Speaker of the House, and we talked about some of the challenges facing JCI St. Vincent and facing St. Vincent as a whole, and kind of reconnecting. Every time I go in and I talk with somebody, there's a member there with me, or several members, or officers of the local organization. So they're hearing firsthand what they can do, but also establishing those connections with the media, with the governmental officials, with other nonprofit organizations. So I hope to train them as far as our active citizen framework that we're rolling out to all of our local organizations on how to create impactful, sustainable projects in their communities. So we have a training this evening and we have a training tomorrow. And my big thing is getting the members motivated and connected to the resources on the international level within JCI, but also in their community, and kind of reminding them, hey, you have all these alumni that you can tap into. You have people that you can, ask for help, ask for partnerships from.
Are you seeing a parallel or similar results or lack of results in countries across the world, in the 100 countries you say where JCI is located? Are you seeing similar challenges?
Yes, unemployment seems to be a very big one. I just returned from, I just came in from Barbados, and that was one of the things that in meeting with people we identified as a problem was unemployment, especially among youth. The unemployment in Spain, the unemployment in Germany. We're seeing this in the US, in Europe, Central, South America, the Caribbean, everywhere. So just because of the global economic crisis that's going on, and it's taking a little while for countries to recover and their economies to recover, we're still seeing unemployment, and that creates other problems that we're seeing too. So increase in crime, people that are hungry, people that are losing their homes. I mean, there's a lot of the downward spiral effect that's going on. So we do see these things as kind of a global initiative that we want to empower young people to create that positive change in their local communities. And sometimes it's a local organization that has a job fair. Maybe they do some career training. They partner with a vocational college or university to teach some skills to get people back in the workforce with a different skill set. It's entrepreneurship training that we might provide. Things like resume writing or interviewing skills, those types of things go a long way to educate the local public, and they don't have to be JCI members to participate. We open these up to the community so that the people who need to find jobs, we can help them.
I'm going to be speaking in a while with Joel Garrett, who is a member of the JCI here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and get some information from him about what's going on here. Tell me in a while, but tell me more about the training in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You've spoken about the successful health fair. Tell me about what somebody looking at this program now, a young person 18 to 40, I think I'd like to start with the JCI. Can they come in absolutely, brand new, no skills, and learn something of benefit?
Definitely. We have different ways that our members get training. One of them is the JCI official courses, where we teach people how to network. We have a JCI networking course. We teach people about corporate and social responsibility. We have another course on presentation skills, JCI Presenter. It's an 8-hour course. If you're a good speaker, we'll make you a better speaker. If you are scared to death to talk in front of people, we will teach you how to get over that fear. So there's something for everybody. We teach people how to make an impact in their community. So we have JCI Impact training this evening. We teach about the mission, vision, and values of our organization and how to transcend those into local projects. So we have kind of the official training that people can go through, but we also, through these projects that we do, there's somebody behind the scenes that's making the arrangements for the health fair, that's making the arrangements for the fundraising. They're hosting the National Convention in St. Vincent this fall and bringing young professionals from all over the West Indies and some international guests to come to the National Convention. So St. Vincent is going to be on parade, essentially. We'd like to put our best foot forward. So we're going to have some amazing training opportunities there, too. The projects that they do, we give people the hands-on experience. We have a couple of different sayings in JCI. We will give you the ability to become a leader. And we expect, hands-on participation. So when you take your position as a project chairperson and we let you run with it, we say don't crash and burn, crash and learn. So from every failure there is a learning opportunity. And we want to make sure that our people understand it's okay to fail. It's okay to try new things and to fail, but it's learning from those failures and adjusting and trying it again and persevering through it. So it helps people develop skills that they can survive in the business world, personally, professionally. I know I've personally been able to make more money, get a better job, promotions, been asked to do things at
From
work
what you've
that
learned.
Yeah, from what I've learned through
JCI,
Junior Chamber International.
Not through JCI itself.
Right.
Because it's important to understand that JCI is not, you come to JCI to give.
Right.
It's not a paying job, it's all
Right.
volunteer.
We are all
And
volunteers.
I suppose you really teach volunteerism as a huge part of what you do.
Yep.
One has to understand that. Looking at St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I asked you about the other challenges across the world, Spain, Barbados. You said unemployment is a major issue. We have a situation in St. Vincent where the JCs has taken a tumble, the JCI. How do you plan to respond to that as a body, as a whole?
One of the things we're doing is the Active Citizen Framework. So essentially giving our local organizations the methodology to work within so that they understand what they should be doing in their local community. We've kind of lost that focus, I think, over the years.
The focus of?
The focus
Community.
of community
Yes.
and creating positive impact. So we're trying to unite all of our organizations locally around the world in those 5,000 communities to give them the tools that they need in order to create impact. And so that's where we're going to start measuring impact, not necessarily on how many members do we have, but how many people in our local community are we actually impacting in a positive manner.
And so by the time you leave St. Vincent, what are you hoping to take away with you?
Well, I'm hoping that the members here are excited and invigorated and they are well prepared to plan out their entire year, maybe the next 2 years, be successful in their national convention hosting this fall, and just overall see that they can make a difference. It only takes one person to start a movement, and they can be that person. And anybody who's interested in joining can be that person.
Excellent. And membership is wide open.
It is. It's for 18 to 40-year-olds, and we welcome anybody with open arms to come and join us to be an active citizen in the community.
Okay. Well, I've just got past the 18 to 40 age group, so I don't think I'll be able to get it. But you know what? You are very excited about what you do, clearly,
Yes.
and I'm sure that you're going to garner some members from this interview because you exude that excitement. Jennifer Gracie, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
I've been chatting with Jennifer Gracie of JCI International here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines for a few days. Stay with us. The interview continues with Mr. Joel Garrett here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines representing the local side of JCI. We'll be right back.